Hey everybody, this is Eric with Low VA Rates. Today we're going over 4 reasons you should get pre-approved with a VA lender before starting your home search. 4 reasons, okay? Before you leave today, you're going to be 4 reasons smarter as to why you go and work with a lender. Low VA Rates is a pretty good one in my opinion, before you start working with a realtor. It is Friday. You probably know that if you have been to our site before or if you followed us around on our YouTube channel. We wear red here every single Friday at Low VA Rates. I've mentioned this before, but it literally is like a sea of red. It's an amazing thing to see. Please join in with us. If you support the military, if you're patriotic, if you love this country, screw politics for the time being, screw all the other stuff that's going on. This is a way for us to come together and say thank you to the men and women of the military. So we do it every single Friday. 4 reasons that you're going to be much smarter than anybody else that's not watching this video on why you should be working with a VA lender on your pre-approval before you're out there looking for a home. Let's talk reason number 1. Both realtors and sellers are going to take you more seriously if you're pre-approved with a VA lender first, right? You're going to be seen as more serious. In order to get pre-approved, a lender like Low VA Rates is going to take a close look at all of your basic financial qualifications. We're going to review and verify your credit score, your credit history, your income, your employment, your debt to income ratios. And by the way, we've got videos on all of this stuff if you stay on our YouTube channel. Now, based on each of these areas, lenders are able to make preliminary decisions on whether or not they're willing to give you a VA loan. If you're granted a pre-approval, that means that you're pretty likely to then get your final underwriting approval later on. And that's what we're all after. So for both realtors and sellers, this means you're a much safer option for them than somebody who maybe isn't pre-approved. Without it, many realtors, the good ones at least, won't even work with you because you'll be wasting their time and they'd be wasting yours. Many sellers will also refuse to even consider your offer since it is not backed and accompanied by a pre-approval. Now, why is this? Well, realtors are going to spend a lot of time researching homes in the area, showing you homes, helping you craft the offer, negotiations go back and forth with the purchase contract. And if they're going to invest all of this hard effort and all of this time on your behalf only to have it later fall apart, and because you're not able to secure financing, that's just money down the drain. They could have been working with somebody else. Now, when you have a lender like Low VA Rates who has taken a look at all of your finances and has said, yes, Mr. or Mrs. Veteran, we will pre-approve you for a home up to $500,000 or $300,000, then there's a much better chance that that final approval is going to be valid. And so your realtor is going to be much more confident about investing his or her time and energy with you. And the situation is basically the exact same thing for most sellers out there. Because when a seller accepts an offer, they stop receiving other offers. They take the home off the market. It says pending sale or under contract. They don't want to do that unless they know your loan's not going to fall through because you can't get, final approval from the lender. Again, just another reason, the first one, that you should get pre-approved first. Let's go into reason number 2. Reason number 2, you're going to have a better idea of what you can afford. Okay, I mentioned just a minute ago, what can you afford? I mentioned a second ago, maybe there's a pre-approval for $500,000, $500,000. Maybe it's only $300,000. Well, imagine the neighborhoods in your area and your dream home is set up high on the hill where the average home price is $500,000. Yet you've only been approved for $300,000. Then there's no point in going up there, right? Because you can't afford to live there, at least not responsibly. Pre-approval letters state the absolute highest amount a lender is willing to give you. You may say, hey, check this out. I'm approved for $500,000, but my dream home's $250,000 over here. Well, that's fine. But your pre-approval is normally going to be at the maximum limit. And this limit helps narrow down your search. So you're not falling in love with a home that's not going to meet your budget. Or I guess that your budget's not going to meet. You get my point. It's also good to be comfortable knowing what you're going to spend. Nobody wants to be overstretched when they go to buy a house. The pre-approval letter should, in addition to the total purchase price, Also list your estimated monthly payment so you can kind of get a grasp on that. To start your budget, you should take the number of that monthly mortgage payment and see how that fits into all your other expenses. Now, the reason I love VA loans is this is part of the approval process. We've got videos out there on the VA loan analysis, and your monthly mortgage payment goes right into this approval. We are never, and the VA is never going to allow you either to be pre-approved for a home that you're going to be too stretched for or that you can't afford. Let's get into the third, because there's four. We're going to get into the third reason. If you get pre-approved up front, you can resolve all of your financial issues now and reduce any surprises down the road. I'm going to put reduce surprises. Now, these are bad surprises, right? We all love good surprises. I'm talking about bad surprises. By getting pre-approved up front, you're going to know all of the potential pitfalls and curveballs that you need to address before you start making offers on your house. Some of these things might include derogatory credit marks on your credit history. Maybe your DTI ratio is too high. Perhaps you're in an industry where your income is declining. The list goes on and on and on. But we will get into this during the pre-approval process and before you start your home search so that we have time to address and potentially fix any of these pending surprises before they ever come up. For example, bad credit. You've got derogatory mark on your credit. Maybe it's erroneous. We can help you dispute that, have it removed, get your credit score up, get a better rate, which in return will allow you to afford a larger home. Just an example, but the same principle applies for any other hiccups or issues that might sneak into the equation. I mentioned your DTI might be too high. Well, maybe you've got some cash sitting on the sidelines, or you've got some family members that have been waiting for you to buy your first house. There are ways to pay down debt, either with your own cash or with gifts, in order to put you in a better position to afford a home. Basically, you don't want any surprises at the 11th hour when an underwriter's deep into your loan approval and you're supposed to be closing in a week. We will reduce those surprises up front if you work with a VA lender who's experienced in VA mortgages. We're going to wrap this up with the fourth reason. You're going to enjoy a smoother and faster mortgage processes. Isn't that what we all want? Smoother, faster, okay? Whichever one you want, they're both going to happen. And here's why. In order to get pre-approved, you're going to need to show documentation of income, of employment, of assets. We're going to look at your credit up front. So basically, the licensed loan officer at low VA rates, and by the way, I am not a licensed loan officer, as you can tell by looking at the box of content below this video, but you will work with a licensed loan officer here at low VA rates. They're going to ask you for all of the same documentation that an underwriter is going to need 2-3 weeks later, right before you're going to go and close on your loan. By getting it out of the way up front, if there's anything missing, if there's an I that wasn't dotted, a T that wasn't crossed, it's all going to happen up front, making the actual process of the loan, once your offer is accepted and your documentations are turned in, once your documents are turned in, smoother and faster. Isn't that what we all want? We love making home ownership a reality here at Low VA Rates, and our goal is to make the process of buying that home much more convenient, much easier and less stressful for you. Please go get pre-approved first with a VA lender prior to starting your house hunting with a realtor. My name's Eric. This is Low VA Rates. Thanks for watching. Please tune in next Friday, hopefully wearing red. We'll see you next week.